Have you ever noticed how doing all the right things, like walking daily, joining that fitness class, or lifting a few weights, sometimes leaves you more tired than energized? Maybe you've asked yourself, why do I feel sore, stiff, or even worse after working out, when exercise is supposed to help me feel better? If that sounds familiar, you're not alone, and you're certainly not doing anything wrong. But there might be something hiding in your routine that's working against you instead of for you. You see, after 60, our bodies don't respond to exercise the way they used to. That doesn't mean we should stop moving, far from it. Movement is medicine, especially as we get older. But it does mean we need to be a little more thoughtful, a little more tuned in, and a lot more compassionate with ourselves. In today's video, we're going to talk about 5 sneaky habits that might be sabotaging your wellness without you even realizing it. These are things many well-meaning, active adults over 60 do every day, thinking they're helping their health, when in reality, they could be setting themselves back. So, let's take a walk through these habits together. No need to rush. We'll take it nice and easy, and start with the first one that tends to catch people by surprise. It's all about doing too much, too soon. Sounds counterintuitive, right? After all, isn't it great to be motivated and active every day? Absolutely. But here's the tricky part. Our bodies after 60 don't recover the same way they did at 30 or 40. That means if we go from little to no exercise to a full-on workout routine, think brisk walking every morning, heavy lifting at the gym, or even back-to-back fitness classes, we might be doing more harm than good. Overexertion is real. It can creep in slowly, showing up as nagging knee pain, fatigue that lasts all day, or that stubborn stiffness that makes mornings feel a little too slow. The key isn't to stop moving, but to start slow and build gradually. A 10-minute walk today can lead to a 30-minute walk next month. And that's not just okay, it's wise. It gives your muscles, joints, and even your heart a chance to catch up with your motivation. I once spoke to a gentleman named Carl, 68, who decided to dive back into his old jogging routine after 20 years off. He made it through day 1, but by day 3, he was sidelined with shin splints and hip pain. All because his body wasn't ready for the pace he set. His heart was in the right place, but his plan didn't match where his body was. The good news? He adjusted. He switched to walking, added swimming once a week, and built strength slowly. Now, he moves with ease, feels energized, and hasn't had a single injury since. That brings us to the second habit, one that's often overlooked but just as important, ignoring the signals your body is sending you. Think of your body like a trusted friend. It's always trying to communicate with you. A little ache here, a twinge there, or that heaviness in your legs after a walk, these aren't annoyances to brush aside. They're clues. Signals. Warnings, sometimes. And learning to listen to them can save you a world of pain. A common mistake people make is pushing through discomfort because they think it's just part of getting older or because they've heard that no pain, no gain nonsense. Let's throw that phrase out the window, shall we? There's a big difference between the pleasant burn of muscles waking up and the sharp, persistent pain of something being wrong. Don't ignore it. Respect it. Slow down, modify your movement, or simply rest. You're not being lazy, you're being wise. And that wisdom is one of the greatest gifts that come with age. Warm-ups and cool-downs play a big role here, too. Skipping them might have been fine when you were young and invincible, but now? It's like jumping into cold water without testing the temperature. You need time to prepare your body, loosen your joints, and wake up those muscles. Just 5 minutes of gentle stretching or walking in place before your workout can make all the difference. And cooling down afterward? That's your body's way of saying, okay, let's ease back into calm and recover with grace. This journey isn't about perfection. It's about balance. About being strong, yes, but also gentle. About pushing yourself, but not over the edge. And most importantly, it's about enjoying movement that adds to your life, not drains it. So if you've ever felt frustrated with your body for not keeping up, or worried that maybe something's wrong with you because you're sore after a workout, let me assure you, there's nothing wrong with you. You're just learning to move in a new season of life. And there's real beauty in that. Now that we've touched on the importance of pacing yourself and honoring your body's signals, let's keep going. Let's talk about another habit that might seem harmless or even helpful, but can be surprisingly risky after 60, doing the wrong kinds of exercise for your body's needs. Now, I know how tempting it can be to join a trendy workout class, follow a high-energy YouTube routine, or copy what your younger neighbor is doing at the gym. We all want to stay in shape, keep up, and feel strong. But here's the truth, just because an exercise is popular doesn't mean it's right for you. Some exercises, especially the high-impact ones like running on pavement, jumping, or intense weight training, can actually do more harm than good if your joints aren't up for it. Our knees, hips, and lower backs are more sensitive now. They've carried us for decades, and they deserve a little extra care. I remember chatting with Mary, a vibrant 72-year-old who started doing boot camp workouts 3 times a week with her granddaughter. She loved the idea of it, bonding time, breaking a sweat, staying active, but after a few weeks, she began to notice swelling in her knees and trouble sleeping due to soreness. It wasn't laziness or age that slowed her down, it was simply that her body needed something different. So what is the right kind of movement? Think of exercises that are gentle on the joints but still strengthen the muscles and improve balance. Swimming, water aerobics, cycling on a stationary bike, even walking on softer surfaces like grass or a cushioned track, these are all wonderful choices. And don't underestimate the power of yoga, tai chi, or Pilates. These movements focus on flexibility, coordination, and breath, all of which are incredibly helpful in maintaining mobility and preventing falls. It's not about doing less, it's about doing smarter. Choosing activities that support your body's needs today, not what worked 20 or 30 years ago. Because when your exercise routine fits you like a good pair of shoes, it won't just be effective, it'll feel good, too. Now, let's shift to a habit that's surprisingly common but rarely talked about, skipping recovery time. You might think, I'm just doing light exercise every day, do I really need to rest? Yes, you absolutely do. And here's why. Recovery is when the real magic happens. It's during rest that your muscles repair, your joints recover, and your energy gets restored. Without recovery, you risk inflammation, fatigue, and even injury. Think of it like watering a plant. You can't flood it every day and expect it to thrive. It needs time to absorb, grow, and adjust. I know someone, Jim, he's 66 and committed to walking 10,000 steps every single day. Admirable, right? But after a few months, he started experiencing nagging heel pain and stiffness in the mornings. Turned out, his feet and legs weren't getting enough rest. Just a couple of days a week with reduced activity and some stretching made a world of difference. You don't have to stop moving entirely to rest. Recovery can mean switching to gentle stretching, a leisurely stroll, or even just focusing on deep breathing and mindfulness. It's about honoring your body's signals and giving it the time and space it needs to heal and recharge. Now, I know it can be hard to slow down, especially when you've worked hard to build momentum. But here's the thing, slowing down isn't losing progress. It's protecting your progress. It's making sure you're still moving strong a year, 5 years, even 10 years from now. And let me add, this is where sleep and nutrition also come into play. Recovery doesn't just happen when you sit still, it happens when your whole body feels supported. That means a good night's rest, staying hydrated, and fueling your body with the right foods. Exercise is just one piece of the puzzle. How you treat yourself the rest of the time matters just as much. This balanced approach may feel new, maybe even a little unfamiliar, but it's a shift worth making. When you work with your body instead of against it, you'll find yourself with more energy, fewer aches, and a greater sense of confidence in your movements. You've got wisdom on your side now, life experience, self-awareness, and the ability to make choices that truly serve you. So trust that. Trust yourself. There's one more habit we need to shine a light on, and it's one that often gets brushed aside because, well, it seems so minor. But this one could quietly be making your workouts less effective and your body more prone to injury, exercising without proper guidance or personalization. Now, if you've been active for most of your life, it's easy to feel like you already know what to do. Maybe you've been walking for years, doing a few strength exercises at home, or joining group classes at your local community center. And that's wonderful. But after 60, your body has changed, maybe subtly, maybe significantly. And so, too, should your approach to fitness. Here's where having professional guidance makes all the difference. That might mean checking in with your doctor before starting something new. Or it could be working with a physical therapist or personal trainer who understands the unique needs of older adults. Even just a single consultation can help you spot things you might not have noticed, like poor posture during a squat, or an old injury that's being aggravated by the wrong kind of stretch. You deserve a plan that's tailored to you, your medical history, your goals, your strengths, and your challenges. Not something one-size-fits-all from the internet. Personalized guidance isn't a luxury. It's a form of self-respect. It's saying, my body is worth taking care of the right way. And for anyone worried that they're too old to start fresh or make changes, let me tell you, you're not. In fact, this may be the perfect time. You're more aware. You know what matters. And you have the power to choose how you want to feel in your body every day moving forward. So let's bring it all together, gently, without rushing. Over these last few minutes, we've walked through some of the quiet ways our exercise habits might be working against us, pushing too hard too soon, ignoring our body's signals, choosing the wrong kinds of movement, skipping rest, and trying to go it alone without proper support. Each one of these might seem small on its own. But together, they can be the difference between staying strong and independent, or dealing with frustrating setbacks and injuries. The beautiful thing is, you have control. You can shift your routine, listen more closely to your body, and start making choices that support your well-being, not just today, but in the years ahead. You don't have to overhaul everything overnight. Start small. Take that walk a little slower. Add a few stretches before and after. Give yourself a true rest day, and don't feel guilty about it. Ask for help if you need it. And most of all, be kind to yourself. Because you're doing something extraordinary, staying active, staying engaged, and showing up for your health, day by day. I want you to know something deeply important. Just because you're over 60 doesn't mean your best days of movement and vitality are behind you. In fact, for many people, this chapter becomes one of the most empowering times of their lives. Why? Because it's no longer about looking a certain way or keeping up with anyone else. It's about feeling good in your own skin. Moving with ease. Having the energy to do the things you love. To travel, to play with the grandkids, to garden, to dance, to live fully and freely. And that's what this is all about. So if you're watching this and feeling a little unsure about your current routine, or wondering whether you're doing the right things, know that you're not alone. We're all figuring it out together. One step at a time. And every small choice you make in support of your health adds up to something powerful. If you've made it this far, I just want to say, thank you. You're investing in yourself, and that's a beautiful, inspiring thing. If you've got your own story about staying active after 60, what's worked, what you've learned, or even what you've struggled with, please share it in the comments. Your experience could be just what someone else needs to hear today. And if you found this video helpful, go ahead and give it a like. Maybe even subscribe if you want more gentle, empowering health tips that are made especially for you. We've got so much more coming your way. Remember, small changes can lead to big shifts. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to keep showing up for yourself with care and curiosity. Here's to living your best life at any age. You've earned it. And you're more capable than you know. Before we part ways today, I want to leave you with something simple, but powerful. A reminder, really. Because if there's one thing I've learned after speaking to countless people over 60 who are doing their best to stay healthy and active, it's this: your body isn't failing you. It's just asking to be understood a little differently now. We're so used to a go-go-go culture that celebrates pushing through, toughing it out, and moving fast. But what if this chapter of life is inviting us to move with intention instead? To slow down just enough to notice how we feel. To move not for punishment, but for joy. Not to meet anyone's expectations, but to feel at peace in our own skin. It's not always easy to unlearn the old mindset. Especially when, for years, we were taught that more is better, that pain equals progress, and that if we're not sweating buckets, it doesn't count. But that's not the reality anymore, and honestly, it never should have been. What counts now is consistency. Gentleness. Listening in, rather than pushing out. A short walk in the morning sun, some gentle stretches in the living room, or even dancing in the kitchen while making dinner, these are just as valuable as time spent in the gym. Because what you're doing is caring for your body. Nourishing it. Trusting it. And that's the foundation of true wellness. Sometimes the smallest changes, like adjusting your form, allowing time for recovery, or simply saying, "I need a break today," can lead to the biggest improvements in how you feel. And if you ever worry that it's too late to see a difference, I promise you, it's not. I've seen people in their 70s and 80s gain strength, balance, and energy simply because they finally found the routine that works for them, not against them. I've seen people discover a love for movement in their later years that they never had before. And you know what they all had in common? Not perfect health. Not superhuman willpower. Just the willingness to start and to keep showing up. So wherever you are today, whether you're just getting back into exercise or you've been active for years, I hope you walk away from this video feeling seen, supported, and inspired. This is your journey. And it's never too late to make it a little more joyful, a little more balanced, and a whole lot more empowering. I want to thank you for spending this time with me. These conversations mean something. They create a ripple. And if something in this video resonated with you, maybe a habit you recognized, a story you related to, or even a feeling of relief that you're not alone, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. This space is a community, and your voice matters here. If you think a friend or loved one could benefit from this message, go ahead and share it with them. Sometimes just knowing we're not the only one struggling with something can be the spark we need to make a change. And of course, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got more videos coming your way, gentle guidance, practical tips, and uplifting stories, all created with you in mind. Because this isn't just about exercise. It's about how we move through life, with grace, with wisdom, and with the quiet confidence that we're doing our best to take care of ourselves. So go on, stretch a little, breathe a little deeper, take a walk at your own pace. Give your body the kindness it's been asking for. And remember, every step forward, no matter how small, is still progress. Here's to feeling strong, staying safe, and embracing the beauty of growing older with intention. Take care of yourself. You matter. And you've got this.